All right, we are back on course. Sports 360 is the course. This is the second half of nothing but the best in regards to sports. We're just giving you a full dimension of what went on and what is going to happen in the world of sports. With me, Ronje Kusimba, across all social media platforms. And remember, earlier on, we had asked you, which team did Harambee Stars lose to? Which team did Harambee Stars lose to? My director tells me that right now it's an open line. You guys can call in and tell us that specific team that Harambee Stars lost to and stand a chance of winning 1,000 bob airtime courtesy of Tony Kwalanda. And of course, you can get in your Warrior merchandise. That's a jumper and a sweat pant and also a sweatshirt and also joggers for those of you who love getting and being fit. Now, as we move on swiftly, this is something that most of you really wanted to hear and wanted to see. Ferdinand Omanyala, who has been top in Wonder, that is Wonder Diamond League. He came in and went in and conquered that particular set. You all saw him becoming number 2 and others, he became number 1. But let me bring to your attention that something of that sort, it's more or less like a circuit. So the points that he accumulated is actually top at number 1. But because we are waiting for the WRC this weekend, this is what Ferdinand Omanyala decided to do with the rally car. And I'm sure the people joining me on set today have also not seen this. So let's get a sneak peek of what happened and what Ferdinand Omanyala did. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you who are the guys on set. Some lovely scenes are over there. Just to bring our bone of contention today, just allow me to welcome on set. This is Felix Musile, and also you all know him. You've heard of him, and let me just be honest today. I saw him when I was growing up, and I really used to listen to him more often because when you just put on the news, there is a certain name that we used to hear, that is Carl Flash Tundo, and now the man himself that is on set today, Azza Anwar. Gentlemen, mko salama?
Tuko salama kabisa.
Felix, let them hear that introduction from you.
Well, I thank you for introducing me. My name is Felix Musila. I do communications and public relations for Emergency Plus Medical Services, also known as A+. Yes.
And also from my far right,
Azza Anwar, otherwise known as Mzee wa Kazi in rallying circles. I've been in motorsport for most of my life. I think more than most of the other people around. More years, more events, more participation, and more behind the scenes as well.
Okay, most of the years of your life, can we put a figure in that? Can we put a digit? Because I've literally had you since I was born.
Yeah, my first rally I did in 1972. We were still in school.
You were still in school while you did your rally?
Yeah, it was a training rally. We sneaked off with my friend's parents' car. There were 28 entries, training rally. It rained. That was good for me. We managed to come 4th overall with a little trophy and came home, cleaned the car, parked it without damage. No, but serious rallying I started after I graduated in 1976, 77. And from then on it was continuous until I think 2017 or so, when I was doing the autocross championship. A lot of events.
Okay, you are going to tell us more in regards to that. And also, just to usher in Felix, the reason as to why you see Felix here is because Felix, they are taking a huge part in regards to the WRC. And this is the E+ Medical Services. That is Emergency Medical Services.
It's actually Emergency Plus Medical
Emergency
Services.
Plus Medical Services.
Emergency Plus Medical Services, in brackets E+.
In brackets E+.
Yes. We are deploying a contingent of about 105 ambulances. We are actually as a official emergency medical as a services provider for the WRC 2023. We are going to be placing our ambulance crew, that is a paramedic and an operator and also an ambulance unit, in all the stages of the rally. So anyone participating in the rally, either as a driver or as a navigator, should feel safe, because we'll be on the ground to provide EMS service to all. Yes.
And before I ask you what exactly lured you into E-Plus as a company just coming in and supporting this specific project, allow me to loop in Azar, because you've been part and you've seen a lot of rallies in this specific country. What's your comment in regards to this specific one that is coming during the weekend?
You're right. I have seen a huge change in motorsport from the time I started, especially as regards the subject we're talking about, the medical and the backup and so on. In the early days, the rally was day and night across huge distances and through very tough conditions. And there wasn't any helicopter or ambulances or any backup like that. We just jumped in the car and went. Even the safety requirements in the car that we have nowadays, with radio communication and tracking and very strong roll cages, seat belts, bucket seats, helmets. We never used to. When we started rallying, we were not using those things, and the rallies were very tough and very long. So the motorsport itself has evolved a huge amount to what we see today as the WRC, and on the local scene, things are kind of being pushed to that direction as well, that even in our smaller events, the same standard of safety and of backup is expected to be there. So for example, for our national championship events, it became the norm in recent years to have a helicopter available all the time as an emergency backup.
And now, Felix, I had asked you that specific question earlier on, and also you can just weigh in regards to being the safety partners.
Okay, just picking up from what our colleague has talked about, safety in rallies is a pretty big thing, because basically rallies are very intensive sports, and it's also highly technical. And of course, people know that a rally car is driven at enormous and high speeds, so that also exposes the crew in the rally car, that is a navigator and the rally driver, to potential accidents. And some of these accidents have actually proved to be fatal actually. So our involvement as the EMS provider for the WRC will actually plug in on the safety aspect of it, because we have a very elaborate medical plan, as in what is supposed to be the steps that are supposed to be undertaken when in response to a rally accident. For example, when you get to a rally accident scene, you're not supposed to any unauthorized person is supposed to come near a rally car, because we've had these incidences before. A rally car is involved in an accident, and then you have rally spectators and fans rushing to helping people. But that is not allowed.
Allow me to cut you short, Felix.
Yes.
Because you've mentioned about accidents, I don't know why you don't want to blow your own trumpet, because I was covering that was the 2021 WRC.
Yes.
That was when it came back after hiatus, and I was with you. When you guys actually delivered that specific accident enye ilifanyika pale kwa scene.
Yes.
Tell us about the accident.
If I remember well, that was actually my first, interaction with a rally accident.
It was actually also my first. I'm sure Azar has a lot of accidents that he has seen.
Yes, and that was actually the first time that I saw our teams being actually deployed to respond to a medical, to a rally accident, and we picked up many lessons from it. Of course, we had been, properly trained. That our ambulance could have been trained on what you call rally-centric, training programs, that is safety and extrication. So there, and I witnessed the first-hand extrication, of the rally driver together with the navigator. So we picked a very valuable lessons from that, and that is what we have been, able to, carry along, in the subsequent years. Yes.
That was the accident that involved, what was the name again? Was it Rai, or I think
it was Rai.
I've just lost the
Yes.
name. But how many are these accidents something that happen more often when it comes to rally? And given that you've been here for a long span, how have you encountered them, and how have you maneuvered through them?
First, let's clarify that accidents are relatively rare, serious accidents in rallying, and most of the time, even in accidents that look really serious, the driver and navigator usually come out okay with minor injuries or something like that. And the reason for that is the safety requirements nowadays are very, very high. We are not allowed as competitors to drive without full safety equipment. You'll find a lot of penalizing and penalties being given to drivers who do not comply to these very, very strict safety standards that have been set by the FIA for all international events. So that has helped in a huge way to mitigate when there is an accident and to help people. And I mean, our safety teams here are very, very well trained, and literally within sometimes a matter of minutes, they're there on the scene with helicopter backup, with ambulances, with medical personnel, with equipment and so on, and sort of quite prepared to work on whatever is necessary to help the driver, navigator, or other people that may have been injured, and to get them as quickly as possible to good medical attention. So there's usually helicopters on standby. They have stretchers, they have medical personnel, trauma doctors and so on, all just ready on standby. In the case that something should happen, it is rare. It is rare that serious accidents happen in rallies. You will see damages and crashes and so on, but injury is not so common.
Okay, and just before we continue with this beautiful discussion, let me give this gentleman a breather, because I'm looping in some matters to do with rugby, because this weekend we all know that we are geared up and enticed towards another incredible 7 circuit season, and KCB, Mwamba, Harlequins and Nakuru, popularly known as Wanyore, it's a home club for Monate Akwe, who actually now plays for the New York Rugby, who plays pro rugby there. These clubs decided during the weekend that this is what we're going to do. We're going to come up, form a tournament, and just get a gist of what the squads look like. And it was impressive, and I loved what I saw, because I was there at the Queen's grounds, that is the RFUEA Nairobi Ngong Road. And one thing I must say for a fact is that we witnessed the likes of Brian Aimba also playing for his new club, which is Mwamba. We also saw Amon Wamalwa playing for the Queens, Zaden Maro, and a lot of new faces came to our surprise, and it was a shocker. This is something that is just trying to show us that the National 7 Circuit this year is going to be something big. Just get to see the pictures of what happened. Remember earlier on I had asked you, and it seems that nobody wants to go away with the goodies that are actually on set with me today. Hoodies courtesy of Warrior, and of course 1,000 bob airtime courtesy of Tony Kwalanda, who is actually around today, but behind the scenes. I'm sure I'll be bringing him here so that you see where he has been, and he will also get to tell us where he has also been, because I'm wondering where that guy has gone today, just going to do what he does best. But of course, remember the question of the day goes, which team did Harambee Stars lose to? Which team did Harambee Stars lose to? You can get interactive as possible via social media platforms and also my personal handles, that is Oronje Kusimba, across all social media platforms, hashtag sports360. Yeah, my director tells me that I do have a caller from Thika. Habari yako? Okay, as we get in to know the caller more and more details about the caller, I'm told the caller, unanisikia kweli?
Hello.
Okay, keep on trying, keep on calling and tell us what team lost to Harambee Stars, and you get a chance to win a merchandise courtesy of Warrior and also 1,000 bob credit. That is courtesy of Tony Kwalanda, who is sponsoring the show today. And on set, we were just having a discussion about the WRC preparations. Now, I have a rally legend. I mean, that is a tongue twister. A rally legend. Okay, a rally legend on set. That is Azza Anwar and Felix Musila, who has also taken part when it comes to the WRC preparations, together with Emergency Medical Plus Services, that is E-Plus, as he states. And also, Azza has also been on the ground and participated. Now, I just want to know, the competitions are actually beginning during the weekend. Will you participate, Azza?
No, this year I'm not involved in the actual running of the event. But you know, the event has started already. The crews were out today on recce checking the route.
So you also in Naivasha?
No, I have not. I wasn't there. I'm, as I said, background preparing service vehicles and other backup things for participants and teams. I expect to go to Naivasha later when the actual rally start kicks off on Wednesday, Thursday. So the crews have started checking the routes already, the locals as well as the internationals.
Okay, recce is going on. And now, Felix,
Yes.
what exactly is Emergency Plus Medical Services doing in regards to the recce? Did you guys have a sort of training just to be prepared for the situation? Because I understand that it's going to be a really big weekend for the company.
Yes. What normally happens in the WRC, preparation circuit is that you have two types of training. Number one, we have what you call the basic training for all ambulance crew. That is the BLS training. BLS will actually stand for basic life support training. And we do also have what you call the ACLS, that is advanced cardiac life support training. That is the basic training that, the WRC, through the FI will require for, any emergency medical service provider. And then on the second level, you have what you call rally centric training. This is a training that is specifically tailor-made for the WRC. So in regards to that, we've conducted what you call the safety and extrication training, and of course tomorrow morning we're having another final session in regards to that training. So in terms of safety and extrication training, this is the training that would mostly concern itself with, I would call it the safe removal of an injured patient from a rally car, without, aggravating the injuries. So yes, we've had the trainings before, in addition to the basic trainings that you have, and then tomorrow we're going to have the final training and briefing before the rally proper starts on Wednesday. Yes.
Mzee wa kazi, I know that you also build rally racing vehicles. This year, kuna gari yenye umetengeneza which will be on the track?
The car I've been working on is Yaris GR4. It's one of the latest from Toyota. It was only launched in 2020. the car has become very popular around the world with
Now,
enthusiasts.
hold your thoughts a little bit, Mzee wa Kazi. Let me just get the caller who's actually trying to get us. And if you can hear me loud and clear, unapiga kutoka wapi?
Natoka Thika. Hello? Yes, from Thika.
Okay, we can go on. We can go on.
Yeah. So the current cars that are being used not only in Kenya but in Africa generally are out of date, most of them. These are the famous Subarus and Mitsubishi Evos. And for many years there has been like a vacuum of which is the next car that will be suitable for Kenya and for Africa. And I feel that this Yaris is the right car. So we got a couple of cars in 2021 and prepared one of them with the cars were sent by actually Gazoo Racing Japan. And the objective was to first develop it to run as a safety car ahead of the rally. So we did that last year in 2022. We were off the ramp and around Kasarani with the car ahead of the main rally cars. So the development is ongoing, and hopefully within the next few months or this year we'll be able to offer the car to participants, people who are looking for to upgrade their cars. So it's something we are trying to localize rather than importing cars.
Okay, and because you've also mentioned that, how does it feel like? Because I understand that you also have a racing family. Your sons are also into it. Now, have they taken part in terms of maybe supporting you and helping you in the course that you're doing currently?
Yes, definitely. Actually, throughout my career, I would say that I owe a lot to first to my family, all of them. They have been very strong behind me supporting, and then also to a lot of friends, close friends. It's a big thank you to them that I was able to get to the top and win championships and win some events and be there for many years in motorsport. So big thank you to everyone.
Okay, and now before I get back to you and you tell me what the government is doing in support to that, because I understand that there are a lot of things that we are really missing when it comes to maybe supporting motorsport. Let me just take in some few comments over here. I'm Bevan from Eldoret, and Kenya lost to Mauritius. Bevan from Eldoret. You're saying that Kenya lost to Mauritius, and because my director tells me that time is up, allow me just to take a few from here. I'm Ronnie from Meru, team is Mauritius. Ronnie from Meru, you've said the team is Mauritius. Ni Abdallah kutoka Likoni, hiyo team ni Mauritius. Abdallah, you've even left me your phone number. I did not ask for that. Now that means automatically you've lost. But I think our winner for the day, this is Bevan from Eldoret. Bevan, you are saying the team lost, the team that lost, Harambee Stars lost to, is Mauritius. My producer will be in touch with you and tell you how you're going to get your specific merchandise. And remember, this is the show that you watch and win. Now, gentlemen, final remarks as we wrap it up. Felix.
Yeah, two things for me. First of all, let me say that safety has come a long way. In the beginning of the show, Azwa talked about how in the 70s and the 80s, they used to get into a rally car and there was really no medical aspect to it. We had no, medical plan. There were no ambulances. There were no helicopters to, more or less, transport an injured patient to the nearest trauma center. So let me congratulate the FIA through the WRC for really, putting a lot of emphasis on safety and also EMS. We have a very elaborate medical plan in terms of the processes and also procedures that should be undertaken when a rally accident occurs. So really safety is a big thing in terms of for the WRC. And also a message to the fans, because we have had this challenge before. many fans and spectators, tend to rush to help, in a rally accident scene, and that is not really allowed because you may end up injuring more, the rally driver, in your pursuit of helping that rally driver.
Wasichukue sheria mkononi.
Yeah, so my call is really to the the rally spectators and the fans. Just call out for help, shout as much as you can, but kindly do not race or run towards a rally car to go and help that rally driver, because you may actually be doing more harm than good.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, on that note, Felix says, do not shout, do not run, just start shouting for
Shout
them
for
to
help.
come and help you. Now, allow me, Anwar, just your final remarks. What do you think the government should do in regards to supporting the motorsport, or rather, what are you doing in regards to the same?
It's already just been launched last week by the president when they were talking to the local drivers. The government has pledged to start a motorsport academy, and I'm really looking forward to that because there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of enthusiasm, people want to get involved, and there are not having a place to go to and to learn makes it difficult. Things have changed a lot from the old days. Motorsport is run in a very different way today. In the old days, we used to run the safari thousands and thousands of kilometers, driving day and night over Easter time. Nowadays, the whole safari, the competitive distance is only 360 kilometers, I think, over 3-4 days. So it's become not a marathon anymore, it's a sprint. It's a sprint, and everybody pushes really, really hard, just even for fractions of a second. So we have to keep moving with the times, and we have to look at the different types of cars, and we have to try to catch up as Kenya locally on our local scene to that level. So this Motorsport Academy concept is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to see that we are able to, through it, to give an opportunity to many more enthusiasts to come in and join the sport.
Okay. And now I think we are going to take that final remark from Mzee Wakazi, because penye wazee hapa ribiki maneno. And just to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me today. Thank you very much, Felix. Thank you very much, Anwar. From legends to professionals, I mean, what a show. That is Sports 360 for today. And remember, our winners will contact you. My producer will get in touch and tell you how you're going to get your merchandise. Remember, this is Sports 360, the show where you watch and win. Be sure to join us next week, same place, same time. My name is Oonje Kusimba. I'm signing out.